Now that I use Monday service,
no sword in my hands, just a will that won't break. I've seen modest terror tremble, felt every quake. Sam carried Frodo when he couldn't go on. Now I carry that heart even when hope is gone. Then came Gandalf's staff, lit the sky. Even the darkest times still let light fly. From Isengard fall to Helm's Deep's last stand. I rise with the brave, not just sword in hand. Don't fight for crowns, I don't kneel to fate. I stand like Eo and I won't hesitate. Aragorn's cry, Theoden's charge in the fray. I'm the flame in the dusk of the break of day. I don't fight for crowns, I don't kneel to fate. I stand like Eo and I won't hesitate. Aragorn's cry, Theoden's charge in the fray. I'm the flame in the dusk, the break of day. Fellow of the rings, I give it all. From Moria's dark to Mount Doomfall. Fellow, beyond the pain, we fight till it's over, we rise again. From ashes we rise, we answer the call. We stand for the light, we are one for all. Born with the fire like smog in the air, but I learned from Boromir, beware despair. Power corrupts, the ring's heavy price. Gollum fell chasing it twice. I saw Denethor fall, blinded by fear, while Faramir stood, silent but clear. Galadriel's grace, but a fire inside. She passed on the test, while others just lied. I'm not just a fighter, I'm light through the shade. Like Legolas swift, and Gimli unafraid. From Rivendell's peace to the Black Gate's cry, I rise like the eagles, I will not die. Fellow, we give it all. From the Shire to Shadow, we heed the call. Fellow, beyond the flame, with hearts unbroken, we rise again. Through trolls and wraiths, we rise through the fall. We stand for the weak, we are one for all. Fellow, through fire and stone, from ends that march to thrones overthrown. Fellow, no fear remains, even Sauron's shadow breaks at our name. We carry the ring, we answer the call. We stand as the light, we are one for all. I am here with the fellow of the rings.
What's going on, boys and girls? Happy Monday, everybody. What's going on, Simon? Buenas noches. What's up, Turgon, my boy Turgon? Mesmer. We got Double in the house, and we got Luxy. Look at that. How you guys doing today? Ooh, we got some spicy stuff going on. What's up, Kadir Os? That is a new name. Haven't seen that name in a while, at least. How you doing? Man, some turn of events. Some turn of events have been going on in our season. YouTube, everyone. Good, man. Glad to see you. Happy, have fun. What team are you on, Kadir? We got some interesting things going on right now. Hence the thumbnail. It was not clickbait at all. All right, so where are we at? We got somebody that was coming over here. We got Tyler's here. So far, it's like the maximum we got to. What's up, Amador? How is Noad on the server? One of the best, one of the middle, one of the bad communities. I'll let others, and I'll let other people give their insight or get our opinion on, you know, opinion on people. I'll let them do that. This emote update has been the best since 2.0. Yeah, the emote has been. What's up, Nazgo? Man, we missed you. But we've been running around with Keyrune's Relic, and you haven't even checked it out, man. It's a mess. Sniping reinforcements is fun. Who's reinforcements though, bro? Are you cutting off, man? What's up, Cleona? Can you believe Lion still hasn't paid me? Man, we've been shouting out Lion the whole time here. Ooh, look at that. We got salt today. You still owe Mesmer. Nazgo. Whose reinforcements are you cutting, man? I thought we were on good terms, bro. What's going on, man? Oh, Kadir Oz. Shout out to Kadir Oz for subscribing. Look at that. We got a new subscriber to the channel. Sweet. Been trying to get a better sleeping going. Oh, that's true, man. That's true. Trying to get a better sleeping rhythm going before Wednesday when I get surgery. Man. Hope everything goes well for you, my friend. Look at the comment under salts. Okay. I'll let people give their opinion on on teams and stuff. So they managed to get your streams. Did rewatch them. All right, man. I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did. Man, things are getting rough out here, man. I'll show you guys what's going on. So Ilu and Noad won the ring fight. Now I gotta get into that whole argument. Fire and Neon, I guess, know what they're doing. The fight lasted 17 minutes. 17 minutes. All right. And then so they sieged over here. And now since they don't have the ring, Fire and Neon only, they're only keeping 3 capitals for themselves for the second gold badge, and they give it away. They're giving basically 2. So they're giving Baradur away, and Burskala, Central Mirkwood, was Iluinoat, and they give it away because now they already have, with the ring, they already have 5 capitals. Okay. Significant structures, that's what we call them. So they give it up, and Diesel and Heon were going to try and take them. The issue was, and I'll give you a very high level situation. The issue was, in order for them to have 2 capitals, they would either need to get all the way down here to Baradur, or they would need to, they have to take Central Mirkwood, and then we'd have to give up Kinland to them, which would have been fine. And then we would have had to come down here to Baradur and take it. The only issue is we would have had to first take Baradur, which we're already having issues taking. And then we would have had to switch our capital from Kinland to Baradur, and then they could take it. And with the little amount of time that was given this notice to them, by whoever was on the other side, it wouldn't give them enough time to get that done. So it would have been basically impossible to get it done. And conversations go, Yudes and Soul took Central Mirkwood, and we're trying to move all the way down here. Obviously, it's no secret. I'm not gonna show pins and stuff, but it's no secret that we're invading this side, trying to get to Baradur. And the challenge right now is that Ilu and Noad, although the agreement was, which is very weird, the agreement was that Fire and Neon had decided to give this piece of land to us in this scenario right now. For some reason, we're finding resistance in them trying to take Central Mirkwood to make sure that we don't have the gold badge. So very, very weird, very weird. dilemma going on with teams in our season, but so far we still hold Central Mirkwood, and moving down to Botadur, yeah. That's very. I think you probably you nailed it on the head right there, Nazgul. Bad sportsmanship would probably what I also call this, you know. So you actually you nailed it right there. They for some reason Moscow. What's up, Moscow? How you doing, brother? For some reason they really do. I don't know what's going on with Fire and not Fire with Noad and Ilil, that they really despise us for some reason. Very weird dynamic, but clearly there were we know for a fact that Ilil and Noad had mentioned to their team that Fire and Neon, or mostly Fire, I would say, decided to give this piece of land to one of the guys on the other side, and we decided we ended up being the guys that are going to take it. And since it's not the team that they wanted to take it, so they're now giving resistance, which makes no sense. But whatever, we're fighting, we're playing, we're still having fun. Gonna fight to the very last day, and that's what we're all about. You guys, you see us every single day here, or you see me coming here every single day, and we're busting heads over here with our cheap units. Boom, boom, boom. That's what I want to see. Love that resource trade right there. Take out the little piggy, yeah, little piggy giving us some merit right there too, and then we're getting more than half away on these guys. All these expensive units. Look at that, baby. I'll take that all day long. So we gotta get to this fortress right here. Can't let them take it. Can't let them take Central Mirkwood, y'all. I did see a report of you getting fully wiped, but you're running T1 units. Yes, it was. I was actually. I saved a couple of these. Of these. Let's see here. I need some more. Let's do a little bit more. Just barely some shield bearers. Let's see how I'm looking here. Yep, and I think I need some more cave trolls. Yep. How we're doing here for the week so far. Let's see, okay, we're in third place so far, baby. Let's go. All right, we're still in third place, baby. Got plenty of water tonight. I'm gonna be here cracking some stuff. What's up, Kiwi? How you doing, man? Look at that Kiwi yogurt. Yeah, oh, you're not yogurt. Young Kurt, how you doing, man? 944 merit. We'll talk about that. I'm not gonna mention anything about that right now. It's we'll talk about merits and give a whole overview of the season next couple days when the season ends. Was that really the agreement, though? I don't know, man. I'm not in discussion. I know that Fire Neon, the loser, I'm just going like this because the loser of the ring fight then decided what they were going to do with the other capital, from my understanding. And because because Fire Neon decided to give it to us in this case, or to whoever decided that we're going to take on the other side, that would have been the agreement. There's definitely a little bit of, hard feelings here. You can't deny that there is quite a bit of hard feelings for some reason in the season. For sure, there's a little bit there. All right, so we do that. Yeah, you just can't deny that there is a bit. Okay, all right. Do some shoot bears. All right, let's go. What's up, H7? How you doing? Moscow, yes. I don't know. It seems that way. Moscow said, "No, I didn't really hate you. Would like to find out why." Yeah, Nazgo, the thing you mentioned there. What's up, Paprifera? How you doing, man? I mean, we have no hard feelings towards you guys. You guys just played your game, fought nonstop. So nothing really to comment that. It's just this, the end just the very, this ending here is kind of becoming very strange and a little bit bitter. Last day, season. I mean, I'm having fun. So on that side, it's cool, but it's a weird behavior. I hadn't seen that before, not from the team that's taking the ring. But yeah, just to answer, who was it? It was Nazgo. I was running T1s before, and I got wiped. I can't remember where it was though. It was earlier today or yesterday. Resource trade wise, I probably did quite well, but I that's the kind of stuff I don't have. But I think that one, Nazgul, that one was because I got madness and I did like 50,000 damage. Bjorn did like 50,000 damage to itself. Let's see if I can find that. No, it wasn't this one. Maybe it was this one. Potentially it was this one. Although, running T1s here was actually quite good. But there was when I did like 50,000 damage to myself. It was nuts. I need to look at it before we go to back end. Actually, might have been this one. Nope, never mind. Man, oh, it was this one here. No, it wasn't this one either. What's up, Mesmer? Look at that, bro. Man, I appreciate that. Mesmer with the $10 super chat. An announcement for all watching. Like and subscribe. And what's this Shadow OP? Oh, man, I appreciate the support, bro. And yes, wusses on damage dealers are amazing, especially early round commanders. Especially those guys. Man, I'm going to have to try to find that report. It wasn't on the 17th for sure. It wasn't 2 days ago. So we'll look through that later. Whatever. Simon, a fellow, you have to think one thing. If they kill you, you need to spend red potion. You only have 500. I know most have no ad. So that's Kiwi. Not worth using all-time T2s. I mean, it's been fine for me so far. Hasn't been an issue. Because most of the fights, it's just kind of a draw machine, bro. At this point. You're gonna have to wait the 10 minutes for your timer anyways. And just if you're running multiple formations, that works out really well. If you're able to run 3-4 formations, and if you're using T2 units, it allows you to cook them non-stop, then it's actually potentially very worth it. That's what I'm going to be testing. We gotta keep cooking. We gotta keep cooking. Can't let this go. That's down. Man, yeah, I had to to take all the titles I could to be able to fight you guys this season, so Goonies or Aces more though, Kiwi? That is the question. It'd be great if it was a bad archer for Bjorn. If it would be great if it was a bad archer for Bjorn and Saruman, 100% first move in the first 4 rounds. Wusses are pretty good though. They give they can make you go first. Fellow, don't you use the carriages T4? I actually don't. I haven't been able to actually, young Kurt. Resource wise, we've if you watch the previous week's season, streams, you know that we basically lost every single piece of land we had, and because of that, war chariots are just not feasible. So they're extremely expensive, extremely expensive. So I'm having to go with the alternatives, and the alternatives are what you see here now. Pretty good balance. I'm not using any T4s. I'm only using T3 and then T2s all across. Are they the best? Definitely not. But they do what I need them to do, which is they let me do a lot of damage still, and they're not too expensive. So exactly what I need them to do. That's what it is. H7 doing Paparifera, my boy. No hard feelings for sure. Say hi to Robin for me. Some surprising things happen in the season. Definitely H7. A little bit, in a way, it's a little bit shocking, but it's been keeping the season dynamic, and I'm all for keeping a season dynamic. So whatever. Probably because Illa was part of your boring season with Iron, if I'm not mistaken, where you gave Explorer to everyone and Aces lost you last season. Let me try to remember what happened in the previous seasons. I believe there was only one team or two. I know there was one team, and I didn't even remember that you actually gave Explorer badge once to, and I think was a team that said, look, we're not gonna fight you at all. We're not gonna fight you. And because of that, for some reason, leadership at the time, I don't think I was part of leadership at the time, gave Explorer badge to that team. But it was for not wanting to fight all. I mean, if you're not going to fight all season, you're gonna not do anything for a whole season. Why do you need to have rewards? If you didn't even be part of the fun, if you purposely made the season boring for people, So, but I don't understand why Illa would have issues with us. I guess people can have their reason. I just don't remember a reason why. Like something that we've done to them. Say, look, let's ruin something for Ilio because we can. But I could be wrong. Season where the grievances are shown very hard, definitely. Thought people got that out of their systems when you guys lost your capital, but apparently not. People went off World Chat. People went off World Chat, ruining what would have been a great season. I actually heard there was a little bit of negative talks earlier, but I haven't really been in World Chat looking at the conversations. So, I don't know. But I heard those people just, there was some not so friendly conversations earlier. Fellow, is there anyone on the server who can kill you, who cannot kill you, or who can kill me? The hardest one so far for me was probably funny enough, Lucy's giving me some problems, but I haven't really run the optimal units for my build. I don't run, for example, I wasn't running Swan Knights later in the season because I couldn't afford them. And Lucy's probably the hardest one to fight in that regard. But there was some off reports from when I was running tier 3s where Papi Rifera got a couple of good hits on me. The Madness went my way one round, and then Mads went his way. The other round was kind of crazy. What else? Mesmer and Nazgo all got some pretty good hits on me too. Oh, there was a guy called, was it Rick something? He's always running big, large units. And I was running cavalry or something, things like that. And yeah, Rick Frob, there you go. He did give me a bit of trouble. But then again, I've been testing the whole season different things. It's kind of only now, last couple of days, that we've been fighting now to move things along. We kind of went back to our regular builds, 302 focus, baby. Look at that. 302. All right, so I think we can. I think we're we're full here. Yeah, boy. Gotta give support to the team right here, boys and girls. Who's over here? Ooh, Katharina. Maybe we should say hi to her. 411. Can we make it there before 411? Oh man, nope. Let's not waste time then. Ooh, let's hit her. See what happens. If we hit her, we might lose. Never know. And shout out to Lion for not paying me. Man, that's gonna go down. That's gonna go down well, Mesmer. Do you think that you can take Baradur in 26 hours? H7, that's going to depend on a few factors. We'll see. I'm not sure. Not sure, actually. I'm confident we can. We're working for that, but we shall see. It's going to be an interesting end of season. We shall see how it goes. Oh, man. Good side players are constantly complaining about bad side formation. Is there a formation you would recommend to them? To good side? Formation I recommend to good side. Swans, if they can run it. You're gonna have, if people are running shadows, it forces you to run a tank unit. That is the swans. You're gonna need that. So that's one thing. It's not so much on the formation. Your Dane, Bjorn, Gandalf the White, and your fourth one. It's likely fine. Choice in units is the other thing, and trying to avoid the CC that you get from them is another thing. I'm playing around with this setup here on purpose. Well, let's see let's go to the actual formation here. I'm a bit tired today. It's been a long day. My parents are here, so my kids are gonna play outside with my dad all day. So we're playing football, soccer all day. My little one, who's only 5, man, that kid has energy. So as you can see, I'm running Bjorn slower. I might even need to remove this piece here. I might not want the 6 initiative. And I'll explain why I'm testing this. People, let's go by commanders, right? People say you want your Bjorn to be faster than the enemy's Bjorn because if the other Bjorn is faster, he can give you madness and then you nuke yourself. And although that is true, it's only 30% chance of this proccing. Okay? So 1 every 3 fights, once every 4 fights potentially. My bigger worry is not even with them. It's with these. Let me check something here. So it's not with. It could be with this guy too. If he's faster, then it's at round 4. Yeah, but whatever. My main struggle and focus is Saruman, and even Galadriel. Okay. So I'm building Saruman to be as fast as possible. See, I got agility everywhere, and I'm using Marauders who are fairly quick. I could be running Eagles, but then beats the purpose of me trying to go with cheaper formations so I can sustain running 3 or 4 at a time. And so the reason why I'm going with slow Bjorn is because I want my Saruman to actually go before him. I want Saruman to strip out White Council before before Bjorn does the damage. I want him to go first, strip everything, and vice versa. Okay, so that's essentially what I'm trying to do. But the other thing that I'm trying to do is just the same thing that I was telling you guys about, making him slower. So then his round 4 might not get countered by the madness from Galadriel from Sauron, which is it procs in round 3. So let's say this procs, right? So round 3, if Sauron is faster than my Bjorn, that means beginning of round 3, he procs the madness. Then within round 3, still Bjorn goes. He's maddened, right? And then he does the madness damage to himself there or to somebody else there. But then in round 4 starts, he no longer has the madness. Okay, I might get the stun because it's for 2 rounds. But then I'll deal with that. I'll deal with that later on. I'll see how that goes because I haven't played around with that part yet. Okay, so mostly I'm trying to avoid the higher chances of madness from Lady of Lorien, which is 50% to 2 formations. Okay, I'm trying to avoid that. I'm trying to avoid Sauron. Trying to avoid Saruman's skill as well. Never mind, his doesn't matter because his is round 4 anyways. All right, hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Again, I'm still playing around. I'm still studying. Keeping a lot of reports. So it's a lot to me. Just to answer your question again, then who was it? Kadir. For me, it's not just about choosing the right troops because a good side RP is still fairly solid. It's looking at those little nuances that Evil has that you gotta watch out for. Gotta ditch Gil. Gil might be a bit of a hindrance, although I can say some contrary. I'm probably gonna have to bring in Cletion and Shojix, who are 2 good side RP players, and they've been doing extremely well versus all evil. So I'll bring them around when we get to content related to that. One of my good friends was with Ilu that season. They face Yudes, and he holds no grudge. He actually respects Yudes and has a renowned creator badge for that season. So that's not true. There you go. To be honest, I fought today Z-Sauron, Z-Star, R13 Shadow, and R13 Saruman, and the guy had much better equipment, but I won the fight. There you go. I don't know why players complain. Exactly. I mean, obviously, there's going to be the situation where somebody is very well optimized. But you can still do well. You just have to be, kind of just gotta study your build. If I wasn't so keen on improving my build, when I saw the fight where my formation got destroyed versus somebody else, like, what the heck's going on? How did I lose? And there's still RNG involved in the game, so you gotta study and try to tweak your build as much as you can. Of course, if I have 70,000 affluence, 150,000 grain per hour, I would be running more expensive units. But that might not be the case anymore, where we just have abundance in resources. So you gotta be smart. And I want to be the kind of player that's non-stop fighting, I don't want to be the one going 4 or 5 hits a day. Ooh, I got no more troops. I'll come back in a few hours. No. I want to be constantly sending formations. So I do wish, this is just a personal thing for me. I wish the barrack size was a little bit larger. That's why I always go with the Isengard Uruk style. Oh, Tata is here. Then we got, who was here guarding? Who's going to guard here? Luna? There's somebody here who I can't see for some reason. Okay. I swapped my Undying out for Sarn in my Kieran build. So far, I'm doing good results as well. It's interesting. You swapped out Undying. Interesting. And you're doing well? I was going to mention I did a super chat and he wasn't going to mention me. I mean, Mesmer, you're always welcome, to do super chats. So if you want to just do a super chat to say hi, I'm not gonna lie and say I wouldn't be happy about it. You see, 4-4. See, that one hurt me quite a lot. I lost 3,400, but then again, look at the type of units I'm using, type of units he's using. Resource trade here was incredible. Did I do a lot of madness? I did do a little bit of madness to myself. Gotta look in the report to see what was the issue. What was the issue? Why I caused that to myself. I'm a little bit. Can somebody land? Oh no. The only reason why I'm not gonna back off in this one, I'm still more than half full, but it's because I still gotta move troops to my fort. It's gonna take about 10 minutes, so no use not taking this hit here. I'll take it, and then somebody else is gonna come and hit it again. So it should be a good place. Before you mentioned it, imagine joining your server unaware of how strong Yude's team is, and you face fellow and notice his average commander level on his main army is Z10 plus. Ooh, did I win this one too? There we go, baby. I'm glad I didn't leave. Yeah, boy. Oof. Wow. See, love it. That's what we're looking for. All right, guys. Who is somebody land on top? Yeah, okay. You take it now. I'll pull back because I don't want to be wiped now. I don't want to be wiped. Shout out to Purple Q and Red Ogler. Where is Red Ogler? I'd love to have that Zenith Saruman once on my main team. Yeah, it's extremely fortunate to be on this, honestly. Extremely fortunate. And I hope that being able to do all these tests that helps you guys improve your gameplay. I remember my very first season. Oh man, I was so lost in this game. So lost. Used gear I had no clue I was not supposed to strengthen something else. It was rough. It was rough. All right, we're still. Question: if fire commanders are faster than Gala, who will she hit with madness in that round? She wouldn't. I mean, it doesn't matter. She will still hit whoever she wants to hit. It's just the order of when the madness hits. So let's do. I mean, I should maybe have a little whiteboard for future season where I can just pull up here, type, and show you guys things. Good question though. So let's say Galadriel's madness procs in round 3, 6, and 9. If she is let's say, just to make things simple, let's say she's the very first commander to go in example A. If she's the very first to go and you're using Dane, madness, let's say she gets madness to Dane, then his Durin's blood will activate, and if he doesn't resist, he's likely to hit one of his ally formations. Okay? So Galadriel first gets madness, Dane gets procced with madness. Let's change the order. Let's say Dane is faster than Galadriel. So he hits with Durin's blood. She gives madness. She gives madness to Dane. But Dane has already gone. So the madness is gonna proc in the next round that he goes. So then when he hits next round 4, if there are any skill damage in round 4 for Dane, then there's a chance of him hitting himself. But potentially in round 4, it's not as big of a deal because he doesn't have that many powerful skills that can proc and get maddened. I hope that makes sense. So it's still gonna give madness to that commander. Just it's where they hit themselves with madness on the same round or the round after. And that's why you play around with agility. That's why some people run Galadriel fast enough to be faster than Dane, but slower than Bjorn. Because she's faster than Dane. Okay, let's say Bjorn here, round 3, he hits. Then Galadriel, she gives madness to both Dane and Bjorn, but Bjorn has already gone. So then Dane's gonna give, Durin's Blood his attack, do a full damage on his own team. And then round 4, before Bjorn is immune to madness, he's already maddened from Galadriel's previous round. He does, big hits to his own team, and then you basically get wrecked. Right? That's how it works. So she's still gonna give madness. It just depends if it's gonna be, the proc's gonna be on the same round or the next round. You're welcome, Moscow. Let's go like this. That symbol might be offensive to some people, so there you go. What's going on, my boy Oyster Nose in the house? How you doing, man? Especially if you are running multiple different units on different armies, you could really use a little more barrack space. 100%. What's up, Angus? My boy Angus in the house. Hi, everyone. You good fellow? Just finished playing 8 days left of season. That's so good. Angus, by the way, I don't think I've ever asked you, what team are you playing in? In what season? Is this season 3, season 4 for you? How many seasons have you played? Kadir, what you said was very useful. I use Galadriel as a tank. I have R10 Galadriel. I will give Galadriel a Swan. Dane, Hobbit Rider, and you go for Bjorn, and a Dwarf for Gandalf the White. That's probably what I do too. Kadir, the only thing is just watch, maybe have like different tiers for different stages of the game that you are in the season. What I mean by that is, if you are abundant in resources, man, go all out. Do exactly what you're doing there. Not full, but it is what it is. Let's do this first, actually. But let's say you're having a tough season like we had. I mean, I was down to 18,000 affluence mid-season, which means I could barely make any troops throughout the day. So then maybe you should do you should do a thing where if, you have little resources, then you're going to use the second level of the same setup that you have. So maybe instead of running Eagles, you run the fastest cavalry on Bjorn. Let's say you're gonna run on Bjorn, and instead of running the tier 3 dwarf, maybe you run shoot bearers or on Gandalf the White. So just essentially that's what I'm trying to say. Just make sure you have, for different situations in the season, you have troops that will fit what you need, but not necessarily gonna eat up all your barracks. Hopefully that helps. That's enough. Almost 1,000, whatever. We can do that. 100 about, and 100 here. Let's go, baby. Need to reinforce. But I'm glad it helped. My first season in 1.0, I was very lost. I told you guys before, I'd never played, mobile games before, so that's a very new thing. I don't use Shire Protection on Dane. That might make her Bjorn get confused. I'll get focused. Could be. I tend to not run Shire Protectors ever. They're a little too expensive for my taste of playing. But I see people do well. I mean, if you look at Lucy, she ran Shires on Saruman, and Saruman, because he was getting protected so much and lasting for so long, freaking Shires were allowing them to live for so long, and Saruman's doing like 160, 170,000 damage. Plus Shadows also do another 120, 130. So, Lucy's. Sorry. Lucy is a he. All right, I apologize, Lucy. At least now I got it right. I got it right because I wasn't sure. Because Lucy could be Lucy. That's a, what up, my boy Angus? Now with a 10-pound super chat, my boy. You are freaking amazing, man. Freaking incredible. Angus, you are a legend, man. Thank you so much, brother. I play with love, and this account is 2 seasons going on 3. I've played plenty more, but lost phones. Then just started again, not knowing. But did you this time around though, Angus? Did you bind your game to something like an email or? Because you shouldn't lose your accounts, man. If you if you bound it to emails and things, you can recover them. Why do great beasts can be used with Sauron? They can. Look, so most of the times people run Sauron as their tank. Correct? Correct? Yes, that is correct. The issue is they're very slow. And people like to not, they like to have Sauron still be a little bit quick so that potentially he can debuff or just like I said about Galadriel, Sauron still wants to be faster than Dane but slower than Bjorn. Great beasts make that very, very difficult. Let's have a quick look here. Okay, so if you look at Swan Knights have 13, 14 of initiative. Let's see here. 14, right? So they're extremely fast. Great Beast, on the other hand, they have 1, 2, 3. I can't even remember. I used to run Great Beast X2 extensively with both Falcon and Frodo and Sam. With Frodo and Sam, they're extremely useful. Oh, beautiful, beautiful units to be run with Frodo and Sam. Oof, nasty. Okay, but there's still a lot of people still want to make. You should still want to make your Sauron the same principle as I mentioned to Galadriel: faster than Bjorn, slower than Dane, and faster than Saruman as well. And Great Beast makes it very difficult to do that. It basically means you have to run an all agility set in order to potentially be faster than Dane. And that's why one of the reasons why people avoid it. Okay? And the other two things, they are very expensive units to train and very slow to train. Those are two main reasons why I've stayed away from them now. Is they're very costly and very they take a long time. I prefer going with the Mountain Trolls, just a safe alternative to Swan Knights. And so Swan Knights would be my go-to tank. But if, I would rather run T2 units on all the other 3 and run Swan Knights on Sauron or even Galadriel than running Great Beasts. Also, Great Beasts don't protect from splash damage from Shadow, and Swan Knights do. That's one of the other things. So the Mountain Trolls also don't. So don't even that's not why I run Mountain Trolls. It's just they're just a cheaper version of Swan Knights. And in this case here, for me the only real case use for Swan Knights is the initiative and also the protection from shadows. Those are the two things. If you're not facing a lot of shadows, then Mountain Trolls are your best bet. Great, great tanks and very cheap compared to them. So I would only switch this to Swan Knights if I'm facing too many shadows where I'm getting overwhelmed. If not, then I wouldn't switch to Swan Knights. I stay with Mountain Trolls 100%. What was this? Hunter OP? Yep. If you guys don't know, this is something, again, I haven't run wusses in quite a few seasons, so I actually didn't know that it worked like that. But wusses hunters, they have 100% chance to gain initiative, meaning they go first. the cool thing that I learned recently is that this applies to both units and the commander. So if you're running Dane and he's very slow, you can run these guys on him and make sure that he goes first for the first 4 rounds. It's one alternative for not having initiative gear. See, this is where free-to-play or low spenders can start thinking, I don't have the right gear set to make my Dane fast. But okay, then I'll try Wuss's Hunters. I'm going to try that on them. And then you see, wow, that kind of offsets positively my lack of gear on my, on my Dane. That's really good. You guys, I don't know if you've wondered why I'm running this too. As you can see, I'm running 3 different unit sizes in these 3 guys. Yeah, the Wusses, they are in the Gondor area-ish. Southwest. Okay. They're right here. 5 streams area? Is that where they are? Oh, no. Kind of, yeah. Just below Gap of Rohan. I mean, there's probably some down here too as well. This region here. So west of the map. Okay. But the reason why I'm running these 3 units is because all of them... There you go. See, look at that, guys. Something everyone learned today. They apply to command. It's something I actually didn't know. I made a wrong comment in the Discord saying, look, they don't. They don't. It's, it's only for the units. No, it's for the commander too. So I did a test. I'm like, yeah, nice. It is for everybody. Now, why am I running different sizes of units in these 3? This doesn't matter. This I'm going to run whatever is the best that I can at the time. So Swan Knights or Mountain Trolls are my 2 options. But in this case, why am I running these 3? And the reason is, okay, I don't want to be countered by a single setup. And let me give you an example. Okay. My Gandalf the White has enough focus and damage that he can do a lot of commander damage. Okay? And so if let's say Saruman gets countered by a large unit, then my Gandalf the White's going to pick up the slack from his damage and do extra damage to that large unit. If Gandalf the White gets countered by a cavalry unit, then Saruman does nothing, gets zero extra, but then that means he still does a good amount of damage. And Bjorn then does 20% extra damage to that cavalry formation. So I'm using one unit size to protect the other from getting fully countered. I hope that helps you guys understand why I'm doing this, and so far has been extremely successful in my build. Now, one thing that you could potentially try that I need to consider is maybe I should run a archer unit in one of these setups, so one of the damage dealers basically gets protected, right? Because right now they're all melee. That means that once the protection from the units here go, any melee unit or any ranged unit can hit any of these 4 guys. If I was running, for example, Wusses on Saruman, which I maybe need to try, let's see. Am I able to train some archers? I think it would be fun for us to give it a test here with the time we have left. Oh man, I trained everything. Darn it. Can't believe I trained everything for the day already. All right, it's fine. All right, cool. We got full barracks now. Okay, so by running potentially a archer in one of the damage dealers, I can then... All right, cool. I can then protect one of them from normal attacks, making them survive longer. But that means if I'm going to run Wusses on Saruman, then I have to run cavalry on Gandalf the White. That's how it goes. Let me just check. Do I have any Wusses anywhere else? Nope, probably not here. It's pretty much empty. Man, I kind of wanted to have Wusses now. Maybe in the last 24 hours of the season, I might have some to play around with. It's going to be crazy. Jeez. So hopefully that helps you guys. Good, Angus. Good. You got your stuff. Got your stuff bound now. So Moscow, Uyghur. I'm sorry, bro. I don't speak your mother language. It's gonna be very hard for me to translate and see what you're saying. But I'm assuming you're speaking to your other brother here. That speaks your language. What's this can be a problem for sure? Oh yeah, I've tasted some of that, like Mesmer just said. My first move passive worked very well in Galadriel. My current formation is very good, but I got caught by a Kraken. Well, that's gonna happen, bro. You find a way, find the leaks, Kadir. Find the leaks in your formation and just improve that by 3% this next season. You know, just keep doing because most people are not fine tuning their setup. Trust me. My problem is I use Gil, so I have to use elves. My star on only R1. Now that's a good question. Can I show you? I'm gonna show you guys this. Moscow, because you mentioned this, I feel like I need to show you a couple of things here. Okay? Just stay with me. Don't stay with me because if you guys run elves and you're discouraged by running elves, I'm gonna show you guys that you shouldn't. Okay? Just give me a moment. I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna pull it up. Don't worry. Let's see here. Got a few reports. Got a few reports to show you guys. Copy link. Here we go. One. Let's see what else we got. All right. I'm not gonna show. I mean, I'll show this other one. This one is countering the unit, which is okay. I mean, that's kind of a giver. That's gonna happen anyways. But this other one's actually quite good. Okay, so copy link. I'll show you these 3 reports. It's from my good friend Cletion. He is extremely good side player. I'll show you a couple more. Actually, he has quite a few. And hopefully this shows to you guys that running elves, it's not the end of the world. All right, so give me a second here. I'm just pulling up all the reports that I have from him from recent times. Where is window capture? Is it window? Yep. Here we go. All right, so hopefully you guys can see this. Okay. What I'll do is, let me do this really quick though. Let me just for the sake of people, not really liking their names to be shown in reports, I kind of think this shouldn't really matter. Okay. So this one, like I said, it is Cletion. So he's running an all-elf team with Thorn. What's up, Germ? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. What's up, Hakan? Okay, so that's a quick look here. So you got him running Elrond, Gil, Thorn, and Círdan. Running elves. That's it. He is doing extremely well. T3 large units, T2 trolls, medium, on Saruman, and Snagathrax on, on Key Rune. Looks pretty good, right? Looks pretty good. I appreciate it, Germ. I appreciate it. I ain't telling his Elrond build, lady. I ain't saying nothing. Just kidding. I'll ask him. He happily shares. He loves people running elves. So that's one of them. Man, let me show. There's 3 more to show. Look at this other one. Okay, same thing here. Running the meta evil. He's not even running. Cletion is not even running a meta. Look at that. He's not even running a meta, and he's doing extremely well. The trade is so good on his side. Okay? I agree. I mean, although you know, with the relic, his relic isn't even refined once, I believe. I think if his relic was refined more, he probably see a bigger result. And I don't know. I don't know his gear. I don't know if he's running extremely high defense on Kirdan. Maybe he's running a mix of focus and defense. I don't know. But it's like you can see, he's running the squishy elves, and they're putting in the work. Let's look at this one. This one is the one I said that he was countering. Right, he was countering Felby. So a lot of damage there, a lot of damage taken as well because you know he's fighting the evil meta right now. But I still think, you know, resource-wise especially, he's doing extremely well here. And the last but not least is this one here. Okay? Evil meta. And he is breaking some people's heads open. Look at that. All right, so it's not just about saying, oh man, good evil is so OP. He is showing a guy, of course, he runs, you know, some Zenith commanders here. His Thorn, I know, is R10. Kirdan, I think, is Z4. And Elrond and Gil are probably, really, I think, if I'm not mistaken, very, very high respect. But the point is, people are making an argument that in an R5 to R10, Evil was just completely destroying every single good side formation out there. And you guys can clearly see that's not necessarily true. Right? All right, NAJ, build that up and send us some reports, man. We waiting for the reports, brother. We waiting for that. All right. Whoa, freak! I didn't send Sauron up there, did I? You guys got me distracted, yo. Guys not helping me help my team. What you guys? Oh, baby, let's go. We need a stack here, guys. We need a stack pronto. Right here. We need a stack. Gotta send everything we got at this. Let's go, baby. Ready, set, go. Close this one. Let's go. My stamina is low. Season is still long. Trying another build right now. What build are you trying? If you don't mind me asking. BKs have decent damage too. I don't remember Sentinels. Not a good idea to run Heralds. I actually do like running Heralds in one or the other. I like running 2 melees and an all-out troop formation with elves. I played that last season. I enjoyed it very much. I ain't gonna lie. Let's see here. Let's go back a little bit. Bjorn, Gimli, getting up to all R10 to 12. That is, bro, that's decent. That's extremely decent. You're not doing bad there. Okay? You're not doing bad by running R10, R12s. That's a decent place to be, honestly. Gil's HP always. That is a struggle I had. I think a live stream talking about that. That's why I was running a HP accessory on my Gil, because I had enough command that I could go with an HP accessory, and it was working great. It was doing wonders. This is partially why I tank my Gandalf to White and run attack on Gil with March Wardens. He's usually the last to die. March Wardens have 230 attack and 130 plus defense. That's pretty solid, not gonna lie. That's pretty solid. And if you can do more damage consistently than Gandalf the White, then that's a great way to go. That's something you guys have to look for yourself. So look, wow, freak. My Gil is doing 80,000 damage consistently, where my Gandalf the White is usually doing 50. That's a big difference. It's quite a, it is substantial. They're my favorite. I put M on Gimli, 2 BKs on Gala, Trolls on Gandalf the White. Currently in the season where I can't use T4s, I have around the same affluence as fellow bro. I know the struggle, brother. It is crazy. It is a crazy struggle. Yo, I can't even open my fellowship chat. One better not be me. No, it wasn't Mesmer. No, it wasn't you, bro. It was it was some. It was from another. It was RP. These guys are playing RP, which is, by the way, a great example. If people talking about RP struggle in RP, guys. It's, I mean, seeing a lot of full RP Evo fighting this season and coming out on top in a lot of fights does show how how good those formations are. But at the same time, are we optimizing our units to do better against them? I'd say not all the time. So, yes, prove that running elves is not that bad, please. I mean, I think Cleona, we did that. I think we did a good job at doing that right now. Hopefully I made you proud. Cleona. Drinking game. Every time fellow clears someone, we take a shot. All right, because, I mean, I'm not going to incentivize that, but I don't drink, so it couldn't be me doing the taking the shots. That's all I'm going to say. Well, you're going to say, look, we'll hook you up with a pack of monsters, then I can take a whole can every time we take somebody out. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Cleona. I appreciate that. What's up, Johnny boy? All the way from the C of the A of the N of the A and the D and the A. What's up, my boy from Canada? Moscow, have a great evening, brother. Hope I appreciate you hopping on today. By the way, guys, I'm really working. I'm really trying to think here how to process the new kind of series that we're gonna do on the channel. There's just a lot to cover. I don't first thing, I'm getting into bag in 48 hours. I think by Wednesday I'll be in bag in, so can't really be doing live streams. Me sitting in bag in, that'd be silly. So I'm trying to speed up the content in the master class and all these other things that I want to do. So, we can still do a daily live stream without us having just sitting around looking at nothing. So hopefully by tomorrow I'll have some of those things prepped up. And there's going to be some really cool stuff. It's going to be very technical, very educational, very, theory crafting. And I mean, I won't be any reports testing, but it's going to be, what units should you be running? Tier lists of all sorts, levels. What else? Commander guides and spending guides. What else we got? And then understanding the more technical things in an easy way to understand. Types of formation you should run. When should you run this? Combinations, different combinations of commanders that are actually working right now. All these sorts of things. All right. Well, we're going to start in a way that it will cater to every level of player, but it's going to start from, lower spenders. It's going to go from the simplest, like free to play, low spenders, and it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. But that means that we're not always catering things to the big guys. Because 1% of the game actually spends a lot of money, just 1%. And so that means when we cater things that it's not easily digestible by everyone else, it makes it very difficult. Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example. We did a tier list a few weeks ago. And although it was very organized, I think we were pretty on the ball with ranking them. But then it was a tier list that focused on the most optimal, best at the highest level that it needed to be optimal. Now, although people can say, okay, so I can see that Saruman is S+ tier. I understand that at the optimal level. But how does that apply to me when I have him at R2? I have him at R2 and I have a R4 Dane. Who is better? You know, because we give the example at the optimal level, it might still be confused to people whether it always is. You know, it's no matter what spending level is, and Saruman is always the best. It might be the case, but I want to make sure that there is no confusion when people look at our guides. Okay, so I'm looking. This is a free to play formation or free to play tier list. You know, at R4, all commanders at R4. Who is the best damage dealer and why? So we're going to come back with actual data saying the power output of the damage dealers at R4 is this. And because of this, these guys are ranked this way. But also taking into consideration these extra factors, let's say, for example, one of those, the top tier damage dealers, although they have very similar damage range, let's say Gimli, for example, is in third place in damage output. But but he also has a skill. Again, guys, this is just hypothetical here. Let's say he has a skill that gives 5% damage reduction to his formation, whereas Dane doesn't. So that 5% damage reduction might actually put him a little bit above Dane because he will basically do the same amount of damage and survive a lot more. So those kinds of things that we're going to be working on. Okay. Just to give an example. All right, we took out, oops, my bad, bro. Cleaned them off. We took out Luna. Look at that damage. Of course, I would have survived more. Do I have the right gear here? Oh, that's not good, man. I need more. Why did I change? I need more defense on my boy here. Let's get some more defense on our boy. I mean, I got the speed and everything, but we need to make him survive more than what we just did here. But this is a good hit. I'm not gonna lie. Bro. See, this is the kind of thing I need to go. I have to look into my report. I did 453,000 damage, but 60 of that was to myself. 60,000 of that was to myself. I would have only lost 214,000 if I hadn't given myself so much damage. And potentially it was Saruman. But let's have a look. I'm going to have to save. Before I forget, let me save this report here. I think I have a tab just for my reports. Battle reports. Yep. But I want to save it to... I guess I can save here. I'll send it to myself in a second. I'll change my groups a little bit, but 60,000 damage to myself. Potentially was... Let's see if it was Bjorn. Bjorn was the slowest, but not... he was... Yeah, it might have been Bjorn. Let's see here. Round 4. Yep, look at that. 60,000 to myself. Okay. So that means I'm not slow enough compared to his Sauron. If I was slower, that might have been different. But I'm going to have to go through the report and see who actually gave me madness and try to work out a way to avoid that situation. Oh, that is rough. That's rough. What's up, Nick Rush? How you doing? Phil, I sent you a report with a good side versus evil using Thorn with a single damage dealer. Where did you send that at? Was that on Discord? Can you tag me, Nick? Wherever you sent it. Was it a DM? Balrog's ball stab. uh, I got smashed by Raven today. Isn't Ugluk underrated cheap damage commander? In order for Ugluk to run, you're gonna have to run him paired with commanders that multiply your damage. So Helm, Azog. Not yet. Not too late, Wyman. We're in the prime time. That's where you're at, man. Perfect timing, actually. Okay, gotta do some more troops here. Boom. Let's see all that we can first. And now we train some more. Got enough here, got enough there. I got enough of everything a little bit now. So let's slowly build some more. I'm gonna change the gear on Sauron though, because that ain't working too well. DM in Discord. Alright. Can you tag me? Can you just tag? Oh, here we go. Sweet. Gracias, muchacho. Yeah, that's actually pretty solid, man. That's pretty solid. Considering the units that he's running, potentially you did a really good, it was really good exchange of damage there. Love it. Where can you send a report? Johnny, can you send me a report in Discord, on Discord? Are you on my server, or you have me as a friend? Just send me on Discord. I'll check it out. All right, so gotta do a couple things here. So let's send the troops here first. Yeah, we got enough. So let's fill them up from here first. Yep, so we can fill it up again. All right, we got enough. Here we go. Yeah, boy. Bam. Boom, shakalaka, shakalaka. Yo. We gotta do something here. Gotta do this. There we go. I gotta do this right here, though. Gotta change my gear just a tiny bit because he needs to be a little bit tankier. I love this man, but I need the defense right now. I just need that defense, my boy. We can do this one. This is fine. Let's see if there's enough defense, though. $161 is not exactly what I want. Better than what it was. I want the speed when I have to change my gear in order to get the speed where I really want. Oh, we got speed on this now. Okay, all right. I can deal with that. That would actually work just fine. Yeah, let's do this. Yep. And then we can do this one, the speed one on this one. You gotta change this would be the ideal, but we can deal with this one for now. So what does that mean for us now? 180, 194. That's perfect. Now we get our most expensive unit to survive as much as we can. By the way, guys, if you have any reports, any good reports and bad reports, please start saving them if you can. There's a reason why I'm asking you guys to do this. Like everybody, running Gale, running support, whatever. I can't tell you why exactly yet, but there's a reason why I'm asking you guys to do this. If you can, please let me know. Actually, don't let me know. Just save them for now, and then I'll tell you guys when I'll need them. Who should be slower than who? It depends, Johnny. You gotta see who you're using. Sauron and Galadriel. If you're fighting a lot of Bjorns, Sarumans, and Danes, you want both of them to be faster than Dane and Saruman, but slower than Bjorn. Okay, that's kind of like, I'll give you, that's kind of the golden rule right now, because most people are running one of those three commanders in a setup. If you're running Gimli, if you're running Dane, you want to be faster. You want your Sauron or your Galadriel to be faster than them, so the madness procs before their big hits. I sent DMs in Discord. All right, where is that? And Dane, man, we set up Dane. Freaking Dane at crazy speeds. Yeah, I'll switch that back out as soon as I'm done hitting these guys at the top, trying to take out that fortress, man. $29 left. Yo, we need some backup in here. We got some heavy hitters here just defending the fortress. We need to look at that. We got a couple more peeps going in. Let me take a screenshot of this disgusting report here, which I was not happy about. All right, here we go. Oh, Lotr, yeah, Nick, I got your stuff, man. I'll be looking into this in just a bit. All right, I need some time. Or 26, man. They're down to 27. Oh, jeez. We need big hitters, yo. We need more hands on deck. Who is it? Who is this guy? This guy looks new. Who are you, my friend? Welcome to the stream. Almost midnight my time. Let's see here. Oh, 50. By the way, guys, we surpassed 5,300 subscribers dedicated just to Rice Room. That's nuts. By the way, so H7, just coming back to your question. You're going to want to run Ugluk with somebody like Azog and Helm if you're playing NRP. Because although he does a lot of damage, unit stat increase, he doesn't do attacks like it multiplies, increases your damage or does double attack, anything like that. So like Elrond here is a great example of that too. He has a lot of skills that gives his own formation a lot of attack and a lot of defense. That's about it. So you got to pair him up with commanders that give double attack or other things like that. Yes, I know, Johnny boy. As soon as you said you're gonna send stuff in, on Discord, and then somebody named Lotr popped up. Of course, man, I made the connection, and we've spoken before. So, oh, actually, we spoken. No, yeah, no, spoken. I guess you edited your message on the 12th. There you go. It is. That's a good question, Arsenal. I'll get to that in just a second. Shout out to Trickle. Haven't given him a shout out for a while. Lion. We're gonna have to freaking mention Lion like every few minutes here. Where's Lion? Oh, Lion is here. Where's Lion? Come on, man. Where's Lion? Oh, here we go. Where's Lion? I guess it was earlier that he mentioned she said something. Yep. All right. I thought it was more recent. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go, Mesmer. All right, Mesmer. I did it for you, brother. That's actually a very good idea too, Johnny. I'd be down to watch account guides, like you get a player and optimize formations with their accounts and test. That's actually a very good idea because we've done reviews in the past, but it's been a while. Look at that, Mesmer, a good friend here. So we're gonna have to plan something like that. And guys, I tried Bjornies on Bjorn, but they don't work well. I don't think it's weird. Yes, most of the time it doesn't work very well. Right, so yeah, a bit of a struggle there. Can we go? Wait, what am I? I'm just sitting around here. Okay, so we can go now. Oh man, I was hoping to have a full. What? I thought I sent the whole thing. Oh, we're gonna have to go with what we got. It is what it is. Mesmer, don't tempt me. Mesmer, you're tempting me, bro. Don't tempt me. I mean, Ingus, it would be cool to see something like this. You know, having enough points to get, you know, to do Forest Guardian. Yeah. To do, you know, to do Forest Guardian for the 30% dual blows. But then, you know, you need some command, you need some troop attack, which I essentially won't have. So I think it's a weird skill to give Bjorn, honestly. Don't think you should, man. You know what? Here we go. Shout out to Mazur, man. Oh, good fun. Good fun here, man. Oh. I wanna. Oh man, I'm gonna sleep well tonight. Yeah, he messaged me. Oh man, you're good. I'll tell him just a little bit. He's a good sport, man. Oh, that's funny. That's awesome. No, I don't want to do this. Why am I Oh, that's why I was freaking reinforcing myself. I don't want that. I'm gonna have to full send with not a full bear. Ah, we can't do that either. What's going on? Oh, never mind. I got it. It took forever for Mary and Pippin to get there. Okay, we cool now. All right, guys. That's full send. Let's go. Full send. See, this is kind of cool stuff, man. That's the kind of stuff we really need in the game. I know. I mean, I'm all for wrecking people. You know, getting people angry for strategy and in fun gameplay. If you can't play, then don't play. If you can't take a joke, right? If you can't take a joke, a healthy joke, then you really can't play. You know, especially in a game like this. But I just love seeing. I mean, it's just cool. You know, it's just cool seeing people having fun. Not at the expense of other people, by the way. Just having fun. What's up, Helm? How you doing? How you been? It's bad I know him for many seasons. Oh, so I'm assuming you do this every season. Oh, or no, you just started that now. Is that a trend you just started? Let's see here. What reports you want, fellow? Just save, Simon. Just save all reports. Nah, just started. So next season, if you're playing together, hit me up and I'll be doing the same thing during the live streams. You know, I'll DM him, say, hey man, Mesmer said it's up to like $55 now. Like, you know, when are you gonna pay up? YouTube, I don't mind if you reach the cap, but I want to fight so I can get my rewards for 50 rank merit. Unfortunately, yeah. All right. Oh, did I write the right thing? Did I say? Yeah, the important. I thought I wrote something else. More like 70. We'll do that next season. Like, hey, man, it's up to $75 now. He's kind of trying to bug me about it. You know, it's kind of getting uncomfortable, man. We played a season together. It's been 2 seasons now. He keeps asking me to remind you that you owe him money. Oh, it's gonna be funny. All right, so good question from Simon. Just any reports, just save them up. You know, because we're gonna try to build kind of a little database and reports that people can reference to when we start doing commander guides and things like that. So you can save it up. I guess I kind of gave it away a little bit of what we're doing. Mesmer, yeah, boy, let's get it. Good question, Arsenal. Is counterattack in use anymore? Heralds, etc. I've seen quite a few. I don't think it's everywhere. I showed a few reports earlier of Gil, and he was running heralds, and Thorn was also running heralds. I do think they have a place. I honestly do think they are quite good, especially with commanders that have multiple types of attacks, or they have, you know, healing based on instances like Thranduil does. So I do think they have their place. I don't think they're bad. Are they the greatest units in the game? For potentially not, but look, let me go. Let me just refresh your memory here really quick. When you see reports like these of people running heralds here, or this one, not this one, sorry, this one on Thorn, okay, or this one on Gil, all right, you can clearly see that they're not bad. But Cletion is a guy that runs. He's testing Thorn now. He started the end of last season, but he only started really maining Thorn now. He was running other commanders before him, and so he was actually running Legolas in a formation prior to this. And Legolas was fun, but he oftentimes got hurt pretty badly. He wasn't surviving as well as the other commanders were. And so I think I'm gonna have to ask him, but I think he's probably having better results with Thorn overall than he was with Legolas. So it definitely shows that it works. It's just you have to study your build. You have to make those marginal wins on your formations in order for you to improve over time. And that's why understanding what you're doing, even if it's at kind of surface level, is important. If you're looking at a report and you don't know why, if you look at your own report and think, well, why did my cavalry not do that much damage? And you can't look at the enemy and he's running large units. And you don't understand what, the whole count, the unit size countering system, then you don't, you're never going to never understand why it's not working. And I'm like, oh, it's my gear. My gear is the problem. Or it's the RNG, it's whatever, other than I'm not doing as much damage because I'm hitting a unit that actually counters me. That makes sense now. Or you're not looking at the speed of your commanders and they're going behind. Wyman. Oh, Wyman, how I miss you, buddy. By the way, I'm off, next. I think I mentioned this earlier. I'm off for the next couple of weeks. And so I have 3 people that I need to reply to in terms of builds. And I'll reply to you guys by tomorrow. So then, you guys don't keep thinking I'm actually avoiding you guys. Same, I slipped a bit in World Chat today, but was a mild case. Oh, man, it happens. It happens. To the best of us. Oh man, like I keep myself, I force myself out of world chat. It's a skill issue. Definitely. I force myself to stay away from world chat. I do take some comments a little too personal. Not necessarily personal, but when people say things that I know that aren't factual, I do get bothered by it. So I kind of do want to say stuff, but then I can get pretty intense, so I just stay out. Jay Kane, look at that, man. We got all the peeps popping up today. Sheesh. How you doing, Jake? All right, let me guess. Let me guess that my boy Jake, they loves, bro. Jake, am I right to say that the kids are in the pool chilling? Or today, out of all the days to be wrong about it, it's today. How your kids doing, man? How you doing? Guys, for Ori combo for tank is better Falcon or Frodo that gives attack to Ori? Oh, that's a good question, actually. Yeah, I'd say if the thing is, if you're gonna run, I'm assuming that you're not running White Council on your build, and potentially Falcon is better if you have his relic. Without his relic, he isn't as good. Tornado Watch, man. That's rough, bro. I hope you guys stay safe. Hope everything goes well for you guys, man, honestly. That's rough. So yeah, Simon, if you have his relic, then potentially Falcon. If not, then I prefer, if we're talking about Falcon, I still prefer, I think, for Gandalf the Grey. Sorry, Gandalf the Grey would be a better would be my choice. All right, look at that. We didn't do too bad. I mean, the units always play a big part. 187,000, man. T2 units. Yeah, boy. Let's see how much that madness that we did. Again, dude. We would have taken only 149,000. We have 40,000 of damage to ourselves. I'm gonna have to look at these reports very close to see if there's anything that I can optimize, because that does make me very unhappy. Okay, this case was good for us, but I gotta see what happened here. Oh, that's disgusting. See, my Saruman is getting. I mean, of course, he round 4 doesn't get any more madness. So I have to see what's going on here, and if it was him, could have been this one little instance of damage. Round 4. Let's look at Bjorn. Oof, Bjorn right here. Ugh. So look, I'm getting. I gotta see who got me madness though. If you say it was, definitely wasn't Bjorn, because he's not running Bjorn. So. Who is slower? So he is faster, but he is slower than me. So potentially this is the issue. So might have to keep the thing. I can't even make him. I can make him a little bit slower. I can remove this from him. So that would remove 6, put me at 39. That puts him at 39, so. Quick rundown. I sure can. We got a big basement and insurance. All good. I give you my luck for the day. Get him, buddy. All right, man. I appreciate Jake. Hope you guys stay safe, man. And glad you guys have, the support to stay safe. Rundown on the map. All right, let's go, boys and girls. From the start, very high level, okay? I'll reiterate what we said in previous live streams. Keep it like this, you guys. People that shouldn't be looking at our objectives don't really see our objectives, right? So, Utes came into the season. So I'll give you guys. We're gonna have a live stream talking about it in a couple of days, thoroughly. But I'll give you my rundown. That's what I'm testing. I'm testing Bjorn to be slower. Yes, that's what I'm testing. Okay, so just stay tuned for my comments later in the season or later in Bag In or wherever we are for like why and if that is a good build or not. Some people run him fast because they have the Madness Immunity Helm on him. I don't, so that really doesn't apply to me. So I'm trying to avoid him getting hit with so much madness all around. So I think we're getting close to a nice little point, comfortable place for this. Wow, how are these guys all the way over here? They went from here to here. Interesting, huh? All right. So Utes came into the season without any alliances. All right. I didn't know, but I guess some of the others knew that there was another team here called Soul. So we came in. We didn't make any alliances before the season. We came in, look, we're gonna test our might, play the season, see what we can do. But then again, Guys, don't take this out of context saying because we came into the season without any pre-made alliance, we're not saying let's take on the whole server because we believe we can beat everybody. That's not the case. We just said, let's just not have any pre-made alliances. Go into the server, see what we can do, just how much fun we can have without controlling so many different aspects of the season, which usually tend to happen with with being in a server with different teams. That's essentially what happened. Okay, we find out. I don't know how earlier. What's up, me sick bro, Robin? How you doing, man? Yo yo yo. Now, we found out a few days later after joining that there was a pre-server setup, which was the two teams at the top here, Ilo and Noad, Diesel and Heon at the top in Iron Hills, and Fire and Neon. They had this 2v2v2 setup. We didn't know anything prior to that. We signed up right before, just seeing your DM and reports in DM, brother. Thank you, Robin. I'll check it out in just a second. All right, my friend. He's like, yeah, I see there 8 pings from you, bro. I appreciate it. Now, because of that, youths joined at the last minute because from previous fake attempts of joining and hidden people, as soon as they hinted at the possibility of us being there, they would just remove their teams from it. And we were trying to find a server where we could have some fun with actual teams playing. So we found this one. We stayed quiet, hopped in the last minute, and that did not make any of the 6 teams happy to find out that Yudes was in that server. Because of that, they decided to, because we ruined the balance of their 2v2v2. All right, so Mesmer, write what is news to you, and I'll explain as much as I can with the information that I have. But from reading a bunch of different, this is from me reading a bunch of embassy, threads within our season. No, go ahead, man. I'm okay with your questions. I don't. Clarity is more important to me than my own point of view. Whoa, yo, what? J Kane just hitting us up. The dude is on tornado watch, and he does something like this, man. Jake, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. You good guys, like, really. I like to think so. But then again, we can, by mistake, do things that people don't like. And as long as people keep it in the season, I think it's all, it's all fun and games. Just like Lion said, Lion just texted saying, hey, man, I hope you guys get to the capital, but I'm going to keep fighting you guys because I really want to get to the level 50, right? The setup, I might be behind in chats. I don't really remember. See, that's a good thing that you mentioned, Messer, because that's what I read from a couple of different leaders outside of Utes. It wasn't them telling me this. It was actual messages from leaders saying, oh, you guys ruined the balance of our server, so we gotta deal with you guys. Now, could that just be an excuse from one person to gang up on us because they don't like us? As you can see, Noad and Ilio are still trying to take back Search for Mirkwood, although they don't need it, and it's 24 hours until server ends. So maybe there's a little bit of, not the whole truth being shared. But that's the news that I know. All right, this is what I was told, and like I said, not from Mute's leaders, but from me actually reading the chats. All right, I'll look back and see, man. I'll have to see, and I'll try to get in and share with you if I can find it. But then, so because of that, it was decided that all 6 teams were going to go against Yudes. And I understand people, if Yudes was in World Chat saying, yo, we can take all you guys, just come at us, we don't care. We know we can destroy everybody. We don't nurture that kind of comment and behavior inside our team. And I have my issues with people's behaviors, and I voice them in our team every time it happens. But I can tell you guys 100% that we don't like people acting that way with other people, because first, it's just not cool. You know, I'm for the type of upbringing. I don't think it's cool talking down to people. Ever. That's the first thing. But the second is our community is already very small. Every time we say things like this to other people, it just forces them to quit. And then I'm hurting myself because one less player that could be enjoying the game and making it fun for everybody just quits. It's like having a football match. American football, or the regular football. It's 11 versus 11, and little by little we're like bullying people and treating people poorly. Where the other team is like, "Hey, I'm out." And at first, like, "Oh man, it's 11 versus 10. Man, we're gonna destroy everybody." Then it's 11 versus 9 and 11 versus 8, and then soon you're playing 11 versus 2. Like, man, there's no fun in this. So I honestly, I can tell you guys that at least my last 4 or 5 seasons with Utes, that's how long I've been with them. They always, work on make sure they're respectful to people. Right? That's all I can say. That's all the experience that I can tell you guys about. But then for some reason, all 6 teams came. I know that we started hating Erebor from the top, but according to what leaders were saying, they tried before hating Erebor, because they knew that all 6 teams were coming. They could see on the map the way they were moving. All 6 teams were moving towards coming east first, instead of going to the center. So they went and talked to Erebor. Erebor said, "We're not interested in a alliance with you for now." Because I don't know why they said exactly that, but I saw chats saying, I wasn't the chats where they said, "Hey, we're good. Let's keep fighting, having fun." So then the obvious thing was, we know that Ilu and Noad and Fire and Neon are going to come once the pass open. We need to push Erebor back to give us some buffer. So if they come at us, they at least we're kind of only dealing with the other 2 teams first, while since we pushed them back quite a bit. So that's what happened with us. We pushed Erebor back. We took Erebor and we took another keep, I believe, and we pushed them. I guess I can zoom in over here. Push them all the way. I think we took these 2. We took Sandwell. We took Lake Town and Erebor, and then we pushed all the way to over this area right here. And that's when we said, "Look, let's walk back. Let's not keep pushing, and let's just let's go back to the pass here, hold it here, and then because we know these other 2 teams are coming soon." Jeremy, you asked for this. I hope you're still watching, man. you asked for this rundown, so I hope you're still watching this. Okay, so after that, I think you guys know the whole drill. All 6 teams just drilled at us. We held on for as much as we could. We lost. This pass to me was crucial when we lost. The pass fight was incredible. Okay, all right, you're here, Jerv. This part was really fun. I enjoyed the fight between Fire and Neon down here, but losing the pass in Ashen Plains, getting sniped. Look at that! We got Lion here, Lion in the house. So. We lost somebody's. What was his name again? Was it Le Petit Prince? He sniped the pass, and that just created a whole new problem for us, because now, the pass is easily defendable because it's so much siege is needed and all the defenders that were needed. So now we had this problem here containing these guys, and then Illinois is just eating away my farm. Man, in 10 hours, I went from rank 1 or 2 in affluence. Hey, it's the guy that owes me money. There you go, Mesmer. You can work your deal out with him here in the chat. We lost so much. I lost my farm. What's up, Demon Goddess? How you doing, lady? My farm was here. Petit Prince, exactly. See, I remember. I got a good memory, y'all. My farm was all the way up here and then down here. I lost everything in 10 hours. I went to 18,000 affluence. Could barely fight. And they just ate away. to summarize it, we lost our cap. We held on for as much as we could, but then they took our capital. They took our capital. We had no land at all. We're just kind of bouncing around from, getting uprooted to uprooted, uprooting to uprooting. And that's when the conversation started saying, look, the season is kind of boring now because nobody's fighting nobody really. Sorry, guys. And then the conversation is about giving us some of the lands back so we can farm. And then the whole 2v2 conversation started. And I'll let the other leaders talk about the details of those 2v2. I wasn't in the discussion. I had access to read, right? But I wasn't in the discussion. So what happened then? Desal, Heon, and So and Yudes were fighting. You guys been watching this for the last 2 weeks, right? Fire, Neon, and Elu and Noad. Fire quickly took the ring quickly took the ring. It helped them get those buffs, to fight us back. We fought at this pass for quite a few days where we were able to take it back from them after losing it. But then we lost it again. And little by little, we got pushed back to this region here. We've been fighting here for days now, as you can see from the pin. Then Fire and Elio had I'm going to be honest with you guys. It was the strangest. I don't know all the details, so I don't know why it happened this way. But the strangest setup for a ring fight that I've ever seen. It lasted 17 minutes. And I'll let the leaders talk about it in the stream. They're going to do it. It was a bit strange, to be honest. No reinforcement. It was basically 2 stacks of armies go at each other. Whatever is standing last with the most amount of armies wins. No reinforcements, no double hits, nothing. Just you send once, and then whatever happens. That, and then it ended that no ad and Ilio. Yeah, 17 minutes. Yep, no ad and Ilio ended up winning, and now they have the ring. With that in mind, now Fire and Neon didn't. They could keep it if they wanted to, but I think the deal was that whoever lost the ring would keep 3 capitals, or I don't know the whole details here. I wanna see what I do know. Was that Fire and Neon gave up the other capitals that they had, and they were first willing to give to Desal and Heon, if I'm not mistaken. And if I am, I apologize, but this is the details that as much as I know. Although I do know quite a bit, I'm not in their internal. I'm not in Fire's. In Fire's chat to know exactly the words they said. But all I do know is they were going to give to Desal and Heon. But with the time frame that they gave, it was not going to be feasible because that meant the user was going to give up Kinland to go to Baradur. But then before we could give it up, which takes 48 hours, I believe, to transfer capitals, we needed to first get to Baradur, take it, and then start the process of transferring the capitals. Or else then we ended up with a freaking Explorer badge. And that's something that nobody really wanted. And that became unfeasible with the time frame that we had, since this news came basically last night. And so what happened was then, what is happening now is that Yudes is trying, because we're in both fronts here. We're trying to get both capitals, so then we can end up with the gold badge. Am I happy about that? I did voice my opinion about this. Desal and Heon, they gave up a lot of stuff to make this 2v2 happen. They could have, what would have they won if they stayed in that 6v2? I have no clue. But what I do know is that they sided with us to make this server fun, and it's awesome of their part. And so I don't think it's a good thing for them. It's fair and decided to them that they're not gonna be able to get the gold badge. But with the reality of the situation that people put us in, it became very unlikely that either of us was going to get anything with the time frame that it was given at the time. So, Germ, that is a pretty, I was going to do high level. That was a pretty thorough rundown on how the server went. You might be asking, okay, but what happened with this team? That is a very good question. I don't know really anything about this kingdom here. They were purple before, and then they broke it. They switched the capital to this one, so they kind of dismantled for a while because Fire and Neon took Adoras. So I have no clue who this team is. Some people speculate that it's part of other teams here, but like I say, I have no clue what this is. They've been very quiet the whole season. Essentially, Fire. I mean, I don't even know if it's all of Fire or just Lucy. Because I know Lucy said he was going. Now I found out it's a he. So Lucy said he was going to go south to fight Dash and Rad. So I know that he's down here. I don't know who else is over here. Yeah, but it's been a good season. No, fights nonstop. We weren't able to get a pin as big as the one from from Toby's server, 99 million if I'm not mistaken. But we got 80 something million. But the cool thing also from us, we've been fighting for 40, 45 days, 50 days nonstop. And so when we show you guys the merit totals for this season, I think you guys are gonna be surprised and maybe even a little bit mind blown, potentially. I hope. All right. Yeah, that is the breakdown, my man. And you are very welcome. Free to play mostly. What? What? You ain't no free to play, Mesmer. What are you talking about, man? Hey, fellow and Angus, I'm good. Went to see my baby. Went to see my baby because awesome. That's awesome. That's cool, man. Family is important. It's been a while since I've seen my dad and my mom. We're enjoying it a lot. We're spending a lot of time talking. Oh, it's been fun last couple days. That's kind of all I want to do, really. I don't know. My wife wants me to take my parents out and do these things. Although I do think it's important for them to see things. Just them spending time with my kids and playing with them. It's been so good to see this. And so I don't know. I really don't know if I do want to take my parents out. I mean, like far away. I'm going to take them around here. It's probably down to London, but we're maybe planning something more like further away. Like, man, they're just having so much fun with my kids, and I don't know. Maybe next year we'll be able to see them again. Maybe not. I have no idea. And so, just them playing around, it's been probably the best part of the trip so far. So yeah, family is really, really, really important. Mesmer, I need a loan. Ooh, there you go. There you go, Angus. Your family next week. So excited. At that, can't believe it's can't sit, it's been a while. There you go. Angus, the question is, I don't know you're gonna have to every time you make a comment, we're gonna have to say put an at because I don't know if you're telling that to me to come to Glasgow and you're gonna cook me a meal. Or if that's for somebody else, man, you're going to have to be clear on that because I will drive up to Glasgow, my man. I've been there before. All right, man. Yeah, man. We might have to get some setups very soon here. I appreciate it, bro. Oh, okay, wait. Oh, yes. So you said free to play on the Dash front. Yes, I got that, Mesmer. But my question is, like, did they just sign up alone out of nowhere? Is that really what happened? If it is, I'm cool with that. But that's what I'm trying to understand. Nope, I want this one. Oh man, so close. Oh, I don't want to. I'm so ready to full send, but I don't want to send my Saruman half cooked. Can I send anything else? Nope, don't have any troops. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it and send it half baked. So that's just transport. Not the best. It's gonna take a little bit of time, but. We can't just be throwing away, units like this. We're not in a position to do that. All right, boom. All right, let's go through this. I've been having fun with the kids is more important to them anyway. So you guys can still think about having a holiday later. Exactly, Dina. God, exactly. Yeah, I mean it's cool that these guys were here. They stayed pretty strong the whole season. I mean, when I say strong, they've been doing their own little thing, which is cool to see. Or just a bit surprising to see another team here that I had no clue about. You, come on, you guys been so nice today. Honestly, I was just so tired today. Like just being out doing so much stuff. But not gonna lie, guys, doing these live streams is really fun for me, and you guys, just chilling with you guys is just awesome. Demon God is with the 250 euro super chat. Like, sub, and become members, pretty people. Become members, pretty people. Come on. Is this oh, sorry, and I think you asked that question before, didn't you? Is this last live stream as last day season? No, I'm gonna be back tomorrow. Still, tomorrow's gonna be the official. Bro, what's going on, man? Angus, come on, man. Another one. 60 pounds. Another 20 pounds, man. Sheesh. Guys are putting me in this very, very weird position here. I don't even know what to say, bro. I know money's hard to come by. And I'm really grateful. Honestly, guys. I'm really grateful for the stuff you guys do. I honestly do understand that money's not easy to come by, so. And I hope you guys do understand that when 34 days ago now when I said I'm gonna do this live stream thing every day, it was thinking of just sitting here every day, just talking with you guys and just really just talking Rise to War. But you guys, the support you guys are giving is just it's just so generous and extremely amazing. So I'm grateful to you guys for this. So just to answer your question though, Angus, no, it's not the last live stream. So the last live stream is gonna be probably on Wednesday because we have the countdown, which is it's just under just over 24 hours. But then I believe before we even get to back end, if I'm not wrong, there's still a 20-hour or is it just 4 or 5 hours later? Yeah, it might be tomorrow actually, because I'm not sure if it's 24 hours later that we go to back end anymore, or if it just it's like 4 or 6 in the morning the next day, you're automatically transferred to back end. So it might be tomorrow. I'll look it up and let you know tomorrow for sure. But tomorrow we're still here. It's gonna be the official last day because then we're gonna have the countdown here. So hopefully by the time tomorrow we live stream, Baradur is gonna be ours and Central Mirkwood is still ours. I don't know. That's the plan. All right. Yes, because the MVP, man, this guy's freaking amazing. So don't forget to tune tomorrow because you're gonna be able to see if I was able to stay strong at the top. I mean, not the top. Kept my place in position number 3 here. These guys are closing in so quick that I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to hold it. So I'm hoping though. I'm hoping I will. Really hoping I will be able to. It's deserved, man. I'm nearly at. Oh, sweet. See, I told you you're gonna get the million. I told you. I knew it. You're gonna get the million, merit before your season was over. But I saw the images that you sent over. One advice that I would give I do think you saw some of those comments. You saw some of those comments. From the different discords is that you want to decide who you're going to be running as your main formation, putting all the gear into that, making it as strong as you can make it, and then going into a second one if you after that. Let me give you an example. You are in Gore's Discord now, And so Vessi. Let me give you a couple of examples here. I believe Melky. I'm not sure if Melky is running more than one formation this season. I think he's running more than one, but I know there are a couple. So, for example, Captain Naton, if I'm not mistaken, Vessi, they all run one formation. Okay, and they're able to get these much merit. Of course, these guys optimize their build, like just they optimize it really well. But that's the whole point. Optimize it really well, and then you can, I've been running 2 formations this season. You guys have been following the last 34 days. We're doing a lot of testing, so some of the fights are basically wasted merit, but Vest is right behind me, and he runs one formation for PvP. He's very smart with his resources. He's very smart with his tiling. Instead of always occupying a tile, maybe you should march to the battlefront, let them hit you a couple times, so you're not always wasting 20 every time you move, right? Unless you really need to. You gotta go on offensive, like we're having to do here on this fortress right here, right? We need to get here. So we're gonna have to use the stamina because you're attacking. But if I just all I needed to do is just be here and defend, then it's fine. I just march instead. All right. Huge shout out here to a Johnny Boy, man. Lotr Johnny Boy with the $2 super chat. Everyone's doing it. Might as well. Oh, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I mean, in a few months, I think I'll be able to kind of sit down with you guys and just share, the ups and downs of trying to make YouTube work. It's interesting, it's fun, but at the same time, you're like, oh man, when can I get quit my job so I can do this full time? Like, oh, it's gonna take forever. But it's you gotta enjoy the process. That's why I tell you guys I do enjoy coming here and talking with you guys. I do know that I gotta do more than just live streams. I gotta do shorts. I gotta do shorter videos. I told you guys a little bit earlier, we're creating a structure for other things during the live streams for us to talk about, other than just gameplay. I think we all enjoy the way that we do gameplay here. We talk about formations, we test things, we chill with people that are rivals. Maybe what we need to do next season though is actually have a voice chat, a seasoned voice chat, where people from all different teams can just join and talk. You can, let's say for example, we have Mesmer here who is from a different team. We have Nazgul who's from a different team. We have Cleona who's usually here. She's part of our team. We have Jax who's always usually here. He's always here. We got Robin here today. We can have a bunch of people from different teams during the game. We just be talking, having some fun, chilling. It's kind of just having a bit of a laugh while we're playing. Instead of just having the chat. So maybe that's what we got to do to up the game in terms of of our live streams. Also having master classes and doing commander guides that will thoroughly talk about all the different spending levels, what you should focus on, how to balance. If you're free to play, how do you balance? How do you offset to be able to fight Krakens? As you guys seen, you guys know the size of the account that I run, but you see that somebody way smaller than me can still hurt me. Look at this: R5, R4, R12, and R15. Look at the gear. He's not running crazy gear. He's running a very simple setup of gear. And because of the way he was set up, for his size, he did extremely well. I did a lot of madness to myself. So look, he did half of the damage to me that I did to him. Because I only did 363. He did 190. So this is the kind of stuff you got to do. This is the kind of stuff you got to learn. 1.0 was different. 1.0, a guy with a R25 Witch King or R25 a bunch something could wipe out in the first 5-6 seasons of the game He could wipe out stacks of enemies. I remember a guy, he's not here, he doesn't play anymore, but I became quite close with him when he was playing. A guy's called Thantos, not Thanatos, Thantos 911. If anybody knows, probably nobody knows him because he played this game in the very, very beginning, and then he had to quit. But I remember the guy, he pumped his King of Men and Elwyn and his King of the Dead and Galadriel. No, not King of the Dead. Galadriel, our King of Man, Galadriel, and Elwyn so much in the beginning of the season. He stayed on a crossing. He had his base right behind the crossing. He stayed there for 2 weeks. Guys, listen to this. By himself, he was playing as Rohan. He stayed on the crossing by himself for 2 weeks. In the whole faction of Erebor could not get through the crossing. Think about this. 300 players or 400. I can't even remember. What's up, TTW? How you doing, man? Good to see you here. 350 players could not get through one single guy. Because every time they would hit, he would remove 20 stacks of their commanders with one. And his base was right there. So remember, there wasn't the cooldown at the time. He just gets sent back. So he sent back and reload and go back again. He was removing the whole faction. He was top of merit, prestige, what we called it. Nobody could catch up to him because those 2 weeks gave him like 2 million. In the calculation were different back then too. So so you don't have that anymore in 2.0, 2.5, whatever you guys want to call it. You know, you have all these different play styles you can do with CC and, you know, all these evasion and things that make it a lot more balanced. A lot more balanced. So you got to learn these things, you know. That's going to make your guys' gameplay a lot stronger, requiring a lot less money than you think. Of course, this is a pay-to-win game. I mean, playing some of the other games that I've tested after trying Rise to War, this game is more like pay to progress, you know, than really pay to win. You guys seen some reports here. Me with an account this big getting wrecked. It's crazy. You know, it's yeah. I guess you know, I've been saying enough about this. So learn the little mechanics that improve your account, and you're not gonna have to put the thousands of dollars or pounds, whatever, that other people have done in the past. Just gotta be smart. I've seen, you know, R10s, a lot of supports at R5, R4, or R10. Perfect. Damage dealers R10 is for the return for your money. For 99% of commanders is R10. 99. Well, but they get the extra 3 damage, you know, from being Zenith. Yes, but the amount of money from R10 to Z1 is a lot. That's what I'm saying. The best return for your investments, the average there, the cream, like the middle, the perfect is R10. Okay, but you can do with less. That's what I'm trying to say. That's the you know the sweet spot. That's what I'm trying to get at. But at R6, you can still do a lot. At R4, you can still do a lot. You know, you just gotta learn. Okay. All right, guys, we're gonna close here to 2 hours and 20 minutes in. Let me just read the final last comments here, and we're gonna close. All right, 4 hours more. See, that's what I thought, Simon. That's what I thought too. So after that, it's about 4 hours, and you get into bed. So yeah, probably tomorrow will be our last day. Don't forget, Mesmer. I won't forget. Lion said he needs a loan. I'm gonna remind him later in World Chat. No worry, man. In all my seasons, I've still never used the Fallen mounted T4 unit. How do you rate? How do you rate it? I usually use Marshals instead. How does it compare? I actually think that potentially Arsenal Fallen might be better. Okay, let me show you. Potentially. Okay, if you look at Marshals, they have increased damage in the beginning of the fight, right? I can't see him. Oh, yes, I can. Right, so this plus 25%. The effect is modified by initiative, but then each time it does damage, it diminishes by a third. Okay? The cool thing about Fallen is the opposite. It increases over time. Right? So each time after taking damage dealt plus 2% up to 10 seconds, which is 20%, which goes then early, lower early, and then higher later. It just depends how you do your gameplay. They can 34 to 42 is the range. Let's see here. I don't remember what theirs is. 34 to 42. So it's just one extra. It just depends if you can pump out that burst early round damage with marshals. If you can, if that's how you play, then great. They will be better. And that's what I'm trying to explain to you guys. Depending how you play, this same unit will not do the same. Because if you're playing, for example, later round damage increase, then potentially marshals will not do as well as if you're running Fallen. Because right, if you run, for example, if you run into a lot of evasion, then this actually gets ignored. Whereas with Fallen, by rounds 3, 4, you actually that's been added on. And remember, is every time you take damage, it's not every round. So you can potentially have the plus 20 by round 3. Okay, so stuff you gotta test it out. All right. Look, what's up, Carol? I actually saw your name earlier today. Awesome of you to hop in really quick. I saw you. See, I pay attention to stuff, guys. Come on. I'm not some heartless dude. Where is she? Come on, man. Don't make me look bad. Here you go. Look at that. See, awesome that you made it. All right, guys. Let me just see what else you guys have. TTW, brother. Hope you catch our stream tomorrow as well, if you can. Close to the same thing in my report. Exactly. I remember fighting a guy like that. Charlie Sheen. Yes, I actually heard that name before. I don't think I fought him, but I've heard that name before. And he's super tree beard. I bought a $15 pack for 1 golden gear and get Axe of Cassette Doom with my bro. I remember the early feelings of the game where like, please, I need this one. And getting an axe, getting a Palantir right now is so important for damage dealers. I know the feeling. If Yudes was on our server, you'd win everything. That'd be born in my eyes. I agree with you. That's why we were trying to find a server, Angus, that had a lot of teams to play with. And we found a server that had a lot of team, and that made the whole season worth it. That's it's been good because of that. Definitely its challenges, which I would let the leaders discuss it in detail during our coming very soon live stream, doing a recap of the season and potentially with leaders from every team. Not sure how if everybody's gonna want to join, but we're gonna gather as many as we can, and hopefully we have somebody representing each team. It would be no competition for sure. Cool night, guys. See y'all tomorrow. Angus, have a good night, brother. Night, Goddess. That was for you, Goddess, not for me. Fallen combo is good for Helm, which can get etc. Yes, definitely Fallen would be great on Helm, for sure, Simon. Yeah, I think some of my formation will definitely benefit from having the later damage increase. Yeah, see, potentially, yes. You got to look at how you play and make the adjustments. All right, guys, look. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate the overwhelming, financial support you guys gave today. It's incredible. I'm extremely grateful to this. I definitely take it serious. You guys' support. It's definitely helping me, take that step closer to being able to do, YouTube full time, which is the goal here. All right, but I'll see you guys tomorrow. Everybody, take care. Make sure you sleep well. I feel like I need to mention this because I do feel that us gamers tend to not always take the best care of ourselves. We spend so much time having fun in games that a lot of times we don't eat well, we don't drink water, we drink a lot of soda or pop or whatever you guys call it, in your countries, different names. But soda. We don't sleep well. We don't exercise. We don't go out as much. In the sun. These are very important things. And look, guys, I love gaming as much as you guys do, but just remember that you guys, in order for you to live a long life, a happy life, and be able to, to afford playing games like these. Not games like these, but games in general. you gotta pay for them. It's very important to have health, and mental health is a big thing right now. So make sure you guys are taking care of yourselves. All right, it's very important. If you guys ever need to, by the way, if you guys ever, I don't think I said this before, but if you guys ever are struggling, if you guys don't have somebody to talk to, just reach out to me. I'm more than make the time to talk with you guys. You guys make the time every day to to chat with me here. And if you guys are ever struggling, just send me a DM. Let's have a little talk, because everybody really deserves to be happy. All right. I'm very grateful to you guys. I hope to see you guys for many years to come. But before that, before we see you in years to come, I'll see you guys tomorrow for our potentially last gameplay live stream of the day. All right. Demon Goddess went out on 3 hours of sleep for the first time in like 2 weeks. 3 hours. You gotta sleep more than that. But I appreciate all the time you guys, invest and put into being present with me. I really cherish this. I agree. Very important. Health is everything. Good night, bro. Have a great night, everyone. Yes. Let's leave it at that. You guys are too sweet, Demon Goddess. I appreciate it. You guys have a great night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. And that's the final hit for you guys. Take care, everyone.